Okay, hi, it's John Glynn. This session I'm going to be looking in the layers panel. On the right hand side you'll have your layers panel open and it should have background and a little thumbnail, and in this particular session I'm going to be looking at the option to lock all pixels. Okay, there's a little lock up the top here, lock all pixels. This is Photoshop Elements 20, but it will be in all versions of Photoshop. And I'm going to start by going to my background layer and making a duplicate copy. So I'm just using a PC and a mouse. Right mouse key allows me to make a duplicate copy very easily. I'm not going to bother renaming it, but you can if you wish. And it's going to be background copy. And the aim of this little exercise is to show you what the locking mechanism will do. So I'm going to start without locking it. So if I am working on a picture and I'm mucking around, we have a tendency to flick on tools in the toolbox without really realizing it, and we're clicking away on our mouse with the mouse or something and looking around. We could be accidentally doing stuff to our picture without realizing it. Okay, and if you've got lots of layers open in particular and you're jumping between them or doing work on a photo and it's on the wrong layer, then it could be it could be just awkward, and it may mean that you have to start all over again and undo a lot. So it's a time-saving thing, this, really, possibly, and maybe a way of managing what you're doing. So what I'm going to do instead, I'll go back and clear history. So okay, to prevent me from being able to paint on this picture by accident, I can go back, duplicate the layer again, so I've done all that, and lock it. And if I lock all pixels, that particular tool, the paint tool, no longer works. Okay, could not use the brush because the layer is locked. And that goes for the paint bucket tool, it goes for the clone stamp tool. Okay, anything that is to be done on the actual photograph itself. So I can't blur, I can't burn in, the eraser tool, that doesn't work either. Anything that's going to be working on the actual picture, it won't let me do it by accident. So if I had lots and lots of layers and I had a few layers working on them, it may be to prevent me from accidentally doing something to this picture that I'm unaware that I'm doing. It's an idea to lock it. It does still allow me to work on the picture as long as I'm working with layers. So anything to do in the here levels will still work. Okay, I can still make changes to the picture, that's fine. Okay, because it's not actually working on the photograph directly, it's working on its own separate layer which is impacting the photograph, but it's not actually changing the photo, because as we know, the photo is separate. Okay, so anything in here will still work, and the other things that will also work will be anything in the toolbox which works with layers. So for instance, let's get this right. Yep, this tool here, which is the Smart Brush tool, that will still work, because the Smart Brush tool, let's move off and go to All Purpose or something. The Smart Brush tool works on its own layer automatically. Okay, so because it creates its own layer, it's not actually changing the picture, it's just creating another layer above the photograph, in the same way that I was doing with any of these ones as well. So anything like that will still work, and you can turn them on and off, and you can delete them, but nothing which is going to work specifically on the photograph, okay, will be active. But immediately you turn this off, if I go back to the lock all pixels and I click it once with the left mouse key again, and it now turns off, then those brushes and everything will start working. Okay, so that's an issue just be aware of. You may want to lock your photograph to prevent you from accidentally doing things to your picture when you're meant to be working on a different layer and you're not aware that actually you're working on the actual picture. Okay, so just be, it may be handy, it's certainly handy to know about. Lock all pixels. It doesn't prevent it from moving. You can move this picture up and down through the layers as per normal, but it just stops you from accidentally using some of the tools on the photo when you don't wish to. Okay, thank you for watching.